Hey guys, what's up? It's Frank and Rob. We got Rob back in action, feeling a little better. I think he'll be what are you, Chris Ivory, emergency?
Yeah, in a week one emergency, pulled out of the lineup. I hope you started Frank over me.
Yeah, right. Well, Gurley did kill me in our game against each other, but
that's true. 1-on-1 in the fantasy captains head-to-head matchups in our leagues.
We're going against each other this week too. And I had Forte going last night, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Heard a bit.
So this week we're gonna go game by game, but first we had some of our listeners give us some questions, so we're gonna answer those first. So Rob, they need 3 out of these 4: Ware, Lamar Miller, Doug Martin, and Blunt.
All right, they didn't say if it's PPR or not.
Nope, they didn't specify.
Well, Lamar Miller, to me, is a must start.
Yeah, I agree.
What do we got? Blunt, Ware, and Doug Martin. I would actually take Blunt this week. I think the Patriots are going to ground and pound again.
I think so.
That would be 3 out of 4. All right, and then Ware. Ware, I think, is another temper expectations, but I think he has another good week with Charles out this week.
Yeah, I think if Charles is out, I agree with those 3. If Charles was playing, I'd probably lean a little bit more towards Martin, but I agree. Next question. Rashard Jennings over Carlos Hyde this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I
don't trust Carlos Hyde.
Yes.
I mean, me personally, I don't trust Carlos Hyde yet. He got a few runs in, and he looked good against a sloppy, Los Angeles team.
Yeah. Cool. Last year he did the same thing. He started off amazing, and honestly, I want anybody in that Saints-Giants game this week.
Okay, here's a trickier one. 2 out of these 3: D'Angelo Williams, Ingram, or Ware.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Again, let's say PPR.
I think you got to go D'Angelo Williams.
I agree.
And then the other one,
Man, I guess I don't want everybody in that Giants-Saints game on both teams. I think it's going to be another fantastic show. Remember last year, 13 touchdowns.
I'm leaning Ingram, to be honest with you here.
Yeah,
even though Ware had an awesome game.
I agree, but teams going to be able to actually prepare for him this week. Got some film on him. So, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going to go with Ingram and who was the other one?
Sorry, Ingram and Ware?
Yeah. No. I'm going to bench
or D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So the last one.
Yep.
PPR flex position: Jeremy Langford or your boy Sterling Shepard.
Again, I'm going to repeat myself a lot. I want people in the Giants-Saints game. I would take Shepard, even though I do like Langford this week.
I do like Langford too, and he's going to catch some passes. I think, you know what? I'm going to go against you and go Langford this week.
That's fair. I think it's a fairly good toss-up question.
But it's
good questions. Keep them coming. Send them to our website. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. So
yeah, on Facebook, it's @Fantasy Captains, and then our Facebook link is below this video as well.
Yep.
What do we got for games this week?
So let's go game by game. Just kind of quickly go over who we kind of like starting and sitting this week. And I'm going to start with the game I want to talk about first, which is the Saints-Giants, which should be the best fantasy scoring game this week.
Yeah, this is going to be 40-40.
Anybody you dislike in this game? Let's go that way.
I mean, I even think you got to start like Shane Vereen. I mean, I'm looking deep, right? But he had a good week last week. You know what I'm saying? You got to start Jennings. I don't know. You got to start the 3 receiver. I would even start Cruz and Shep.
I think it's going to be a Cruz in a deeper PPR league, and to your point, Vereen are potential plays there in flex spots. Kobe Fleener. He would be the only major question mark in my book.
He had a bad week. Yeah. And what about someone like Cadet, right? Yeah. Spiller's gone. He had some relevance last week. It's going to be another shootout.
As much as I love this game, I would fade Cadet. I think I would give Fleener another shot this week, but
What about someone like Michael Thomas, the rookie?
I would start him this week.
He didn't do much last week.
Giants defense is improved, and their D-backs have done better, and they actually played very well in the red zone last week against Dallas, but I can either see the Saints playing from behind and playing catch-up, and there's a lot of balls out there. So.
I agree. I think it's going to be like 40-plus type.
Yeah. So let's go to a less high-scoring game with the Titans and Lions.
Titans and Lions, I still don't know why he's a waiver wire pick, but Sharp.
He was high in some people's 10-team leagues, right? Maybe. I don't know.
He was hot on the waiver wires for some reason.
I was on him. I don't think he's a must-start this week, though.
I think he's a serviceable guy. I think
he's good.
DeMarco takes a little bit of a hit to Henry, but you could start both of them, I think.
I wouldn't start Henry this week. I like DeMarco. I think they're still feeding the ball. He played most of the snaps.
Anyone else there, like Andre Johnson? He had, some targets.
Titan side of the ball, I think.
Just Sharp and
Murray and Sharp. Oh, and Delaney Walker, of course.
Oh, Delaney Walker.
He's a great tight end start. What about the Lions side?
What about Mariota? If you need it,
I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there this week. I mean, I'd start. I would start Eli Manning over a lot of guys this week.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lions, I love the Abdullah, Theo Riddick. I like both of those guys, especially in a PPR for Riddick.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, I like Marvin Jones. Tate hasn't done much. I think the Lions are going to score some points this week.
I think they're going to score points every week. I think Stafford is a really nice start. You probably got him late in drafts, and I think Ebron has another good game.
That's what I was going to ask. What do you think about Ebron?
No, I think he's shown himself when he's healthy and he's on the field. He's doing well.
What about someone like Anquan Bolden?
People have been hyping him a bit this week, actually, and I think he could potentially be in a decent flex position. The Titans' defense isn't fantastic; they're better against the run, so they might be passing once a week.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Next on the slate, Cowboys, Redskins. Nice to see easy matchup.
Well, a question I had last week, another question I got this week. Do you start Dak or Dalton? Right? Dalton had the better week last week. The Redskins' defense is not the worst, but I think he could put up some points this week.
Yeah, I mean, besides Josh Norman out there, who they didn't even put him on Antonio Brown, and Pittsburgh lit them up. So exactly. I don't know how scary that is, and you gotta imagine that Dez has been crying for the ball
all week
this week. But I think they could run on him too, so I think they're going to pound the rock with Zeke a bit too. But
yeah, I agree.
If it was that question this week, I might still go Dak Prescott over Dalton this week, though.
Yeah,
same question.
I mean, they were close. Even for me, I like Beasley in a PPR. He's getting a lot of targets. I think he got like 12 last week. I think Dak likes to dump it off, sort of like an Edelman type role.
That's right. Look at lean on Witten last week too.
Yeah, Witten as well. I love Witten this week too. So, and I think the rookie likes to dump it off. So those are two guys I do like deeper leagues. Right on the Redskins side, Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, I think, is a fantastic. He kills the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Philly uniform and whatever uniform he kills the Cowboys.
But anyone else besides?
And Kirk loves them. In the wide receiver,
Jordan Reed, obviously.
No, but Cousins could be a decent start this week too, because the Cowboys' defense is not good. Eli threw on them at will. I think Jordan Reed and I think Deshaun are probably must starts on the Redskins. You could probably maybe flex one of their other wide receivers, but I would fade them. But I think Cousins is a decent start this week.
Okay.
All right. Next game up is the Chiefs versus the Texans.
Texans. Well,
we already talked about where.
I don't think this is gonna be too high of a scoring game, to be honest with you. On the Texans side, I love Lamar Miller. You know that. Everyone loves. You always start him every week, no matter if they're paying Seattle or whoever, right?
Matchup proof.
Yeah, exactly. DeAndre Hopkins, you got to start. Will Fuller.
I'm not sold on. He had a fantastic week last week.
Right?
I'd like to see him do it again this week. I'll probably keep him out of my lineups until he proves himself again.
Well, they said they're going to be giving Miller the ball more too, Braxton Miller. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see on Fuller. I'm not. He almost feels like there's always the wide receiver pops week one every week. Every year, people jump on the waivers, and then he doesn't do anything. So
yeah, and on the Kansas City side, besides Macklin and Ware, anyone else? Alex Smith. And people are hyping him up.
I know.
The experts are hyping him up.
That's a tough
right?
matchup. I'm bringing Ware expectations down. I think he's still have a decent game, but that Titans defense is good. I think you might dump it more to Travis Kelce though. At tight end this week. So besides that, besides Macklin, do they have another wide receiver?
Not that catch the ball. Not that catch the ball.
All right. Next up is the Dolphins and the Patriots. Ugh, I hate the Dolphins. Go ahead. Is there anybody in the Dolphins you start?
Besides Landry?
Yeah.
You got to start Landry, right?
Yeah, you sort of do. Start Landry.
I don't really love Aaron Foster this week. The Patriots defense is legit.
He had one 50-yard catch last week. You take that out, he had like 2 fantasy points.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I picked up the Patriots defense and dropped St. Louis defense because I think that Patriots defense is going to surprise the people. Maybe a top 8 defense this year.
I think they're a good defense, and this is a great matchup for them.
On the Patriots side, you got to start Edelman. Like you said, you like Blunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? What about
it's tough Hogan? Right. Well, I've spread it around. Is it Hogan? Is it Amendola? Yeah. I'd like to kind of see Garoppolo kind of goes with.
Was it Marshall?
I think.
The rookie's name?
Yeah, Malcolm Mitchell. Again, it's kind of who Garoppolo likes and who he's throwing to. I think those safe plays are the only ones we talked about, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe throw Bennett out there again. I was disappointed last week.
Well, Gronk might be back.
I think he's an upside play. I think Gronk's not playing again this week. I think he's game time, but we'll see.
Yeah, Belichick will tell you Sunday morning.
Of course.
So I hate the Patriots.
All right, let's go to your boys in Cleveland without RG3.
I think that's a
Browns Ravens.
I think that's a bonus for the Browns, right? I think Duke is going to see more production because McCown doesn't run.
Mm-hmm.
I think Barnage is going to be back to Barnage because he loved Barnage last year. On the receivers wise, if you need Coleman or Pryor, I would probably start him. But if you have a better option, play him. So and Crowell, right? Crowell pound the rock.
Yeah, I think he's got a tougher matchup this week, Crowell. To your point, I think Duke gets more involved this week over Crowell.
Yeah, besides Barnage, I don't know. Mm-hmm. On the Browns defense sucks so bad, but
I like Flacco this week.
But that's what I'm saying. Who does he have? Mike Wallace?
Wallace
Steve Smith
has a big play.
You can't start Aiken anymore, right? He's sort of.
No, it's almost like I wouldn't start the receivers, but I would start the quarterback. I think he'll spread it around.
If anyone, Mike Wallace, I would play.
Yeah, if any of the wide receivers, I think Wallace has the most potential.
And maybe
knock off a big play.
Because he's sort of the guy.
Well, I don't know. Terrence West, revenge game.
Yeah,
could get a touchdown too. I mean, they split carries evenly.
I agree. Flacco's the only must start there, even though the Browns defense is so bad. But
yeah, no, I think the ball
Wallace,
spread
if
around.
you need him, you drafted Wallace as probably your wide receiver 3, so you're certainly going to play him.
Most likely. All right, we have the 49ers versus the Panthers. You and me both already said we think Hyde's going to have a little bit of a setback this week.
And the Panthers are going out for blood, I think, after they're a little pissed. I don't know if I would start
anything in the 49ers.
Maybe Curly.
Maybe you're reaching. I know he got a lot of targets.
He got a lot, and that's the only reason.
And they might be playing catch up.
He got a lot of targets. He's in the slot. They're going to dump the ball. He's the only guy I might start.
We go game by game. That's fine.
I mean, you guys. I might start him if I have no better option.
That's fair. So and then you keep talking, Frank. So we're going to hang up on this call.
Yeah,
we get callers already.
Yeah, take the call. What's their question? On the Carolina side, obviously you're starting Cam. You
always
start
fun with the captains.
Yeah, exactly. You got to start Olsen. We will start taking live calls soon too.
Yeah.
Once the volume gets up and the listeners increase, but Olsen, Cam, Jonathan Stewart, I like this week.
Stewart, I think is a great start.
Yeah,
I agree.
Kelvin Benjamin, I love this week.
Yeah. Seems like Cam's relying on his old friends. I thought Funchess would have a much better game last week, and he didn't even look his way.
I think those are the only guys. If you need like a Ginn or something like that, it's a risky play. I only like those guys personally on the Carolina side.
All right, here's a nice fun game: the Bengals and the Steelers. Nice rivalry game.
Yeah, the Steelers' offense is just dominant, right? Even though that Bengals defense is tough.
Yep, I agree.
You got to go D'Angelo, right? He's going to get his share. Yep. You can never sit
Antonio,
AB, right?
Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
What about like Eli Rogers? There you go. I don't know. I mean, with Wheaton and it Coates out there. I mean, Eli. Ben's been talking up Eli Rogers a bit, and I think he likes going to him. I'm not sure if I'm ready to start him. And Jesse James too. He's on the radar.
I picked him up off of waivers.
He's on the radar. I drafted him in Dynasty, and I love his future. I don't know if I'm ready to put him in the starting lineup yet.
I'm personally playing Dwayne Allen over him, but I have him as my backup just in case. Yeah. Because he can be a Heath Miller type player,
Absolutely.
Right? Puts you 10, 12 points a week, and you're happy with that, and that's what you can expect. On the Bengals side, I don't like Hill this week.
Nope.
Personally, I don't like
Same
Hill.
page.
I like Gio better than Hill. I think Gio will get some targets. You can never say AJ Green. He's a monster, right?
After what he did on Toast Island, Revis Island last week.
Yeah, exactly. What about your boy Boyd?
No, he didn't have a great week last week. I wouldn't touch him.
And what about the Red Rocket? You said you like Dak over.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dalton, if he's your number one quarterback, but I'm thinking if you drafted Dalton, you have maybe an Eli or a Flacco or someone like that as your number 2. And this week, I think they have better matchups.
Great. Agreed.
All right. Buccaneers versus the Cardinals. Carson Palmer.
Yeah. He's another team that's pissed off. You know,
What
ready
a great matchup.
with a great matchup. You know, David Johnson, I think he's going to run for like 200 yards. Personally, that's my guess, right?
I like it. Bold prediction.
Yeah, exactly. That's my bold prediction. You got to start all three of those wide receivers. I think Brown.
Brown
Fitz,
scares me a bit. I like Fitz this
And
week
Floyd.
and Floyd. I Brown scares me.
Brown, well, you know, he didn't do much last week,
Yeah.
but the matchup is there, right?
Matchup's there, but he scares me.
Yeah, hey, he's going to be the guy. He's like a hit or miss every week,
I
right?
agree.
But I think it's going to be a hit this week because they were just
Yeah.
feeding it to Fitz. I think to get the 100 touchdowns personally. But
I think the matchup's there. I think it's great. I'm fading him, but I don't blame you. I think in the tournament,
flex,
I think he's
right?
a great
In a flex.
contrarian play in the tournament this week in Daly.
yeah,
That's
so
it.
they'll be hit or
I
miss.
think a lot of people will be fading him. So, what about on the Buccaneers side? Do you think Jameis Winston has another big week like last week?
Not like last week, right? I don't know if I would. Doug Martin, you playing him?
I don't know. We just sat
benched
him in, right, and we had that question. And out of the four running backs, he was our last.
Maybe a flex because you're
And
drafting this
Sims
guy.
had a decent game last week. You saw him out of the backfield. Does he
Yeah.
get more time this week? Is it a more playing from behind game
Yeah.
against the Cardinals?
What about Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, I think he still has. He must start.
What about Vince Jackson?
Don't love it. I mean, they should be playing from behind, but you know,
They're going to be. Yeah,
it's a tough matchup.
yeah, I agree. If you have better options, go there.
Yep. All right. The Seahawks against the possibly worst team in the NFL, the LA Rams.
Well, Rob and I
Do
had
you
this
even play Gurley?
Well, we had that conversation this week. Do I play Gurley over Lacey, Ryan Matthews, or Foster? Probably definitely over Foster. But how do I sit Lacey for it? You know,
Ryan Matthews is a good manager this week.
yeah, exactly. So besides Gurley, maybe playing Gurley,
You don't touch.
you don't touch anyone else.
And I think that'll go every single week.
But you know what? You draft
Until
Gurley in
they
the
figure
first
something out.
round, you got to play him, I think. And that's where
I think you
leaning.
have to. Can't panic at week 2.
Yeah, and that's where I'm leaning. Playing Gurley, keeping,
Right.
you know. But I do have Lacey, right? Lacey's no slouch either.
No, I agree.
But yeah, I'm gonna play Gurley.
No, I like the Seahawks this week. I
Seahawks?
love Rawls this week.
You love Raw. You drafted the whole Seahawks running backs.
I'm a big fan of handcuffs.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the way you do it. But no, I think Rawls. I think he's going to get more involved this week, and he looked good last week. It's his
Baldwin, you gotta
team.
play.
Doug Baldwin, you play.
What about
Tyler
Lockett?
Yeah, I'm not sold on him yet.
I'm benching him this week for Travis Benjamin because Travis Benjamin's going to be the man. I played Lockett last week. He did nothing for me. So that was my decision on Lockett.
Mhm.
But I think he can get you that touchdown. He can get you that big play, right?
I agree.
And he got a lot of snaps. So
So
if you need to play him, play him.
I'm just wondering if they're going to have to pass that much. Big lead, they might. That's why I like
Just
Rawls.
run
I have
down.
a feeling they're going to just run it down their throat. So.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, here's a nice game with some potential for some high scoring. After last week, the Falcons versus the Raiders.
Ooh, that is a good one. Let's start with the Falcons.
Sure.
Freeman or Coleman?
Backfield bothers me. I'm a Freeman owner in
Yeah.
Dynasty, and man, he brought me to a championship last year. This year, he's going to give me headaches, but I still have him in my flex spot this week in my lineup. It was tough to put him in there, but I'm not giving up on him. They said they're going to play the hot hand. He's a good running back. Let's see what happens. I'm not giving up on him.
And I like Coleman in a PPR for sure.
I like them both. Yeah,
I
actually.
like in a PPR. I think you gotta play Coleman after what he did last week. You gotta give the guy another shot, right? He won the starting job, then he got hurt last year.
Mhm.
You know, he's just trying to get a starting job back. Wide receiver, you go Julio, right?
Yep. I don't like Sanu, but you do.
I like Sanu, and Tammy too. If you need a tight end.
I think Sanu is going to be the Sanu of every year. Right.
Yeah, where he gets one big
there's
game, and
Sanu.
then
What happened to him
disappears.
2 weeks later? Oh, Sanu.
We'll find out this week. If you have a better option, you probably didn't draft Sanu as your top.
Right.
He's probably
Picked him
your
off of
fourth or
waivers.
fifth wide receiver, right? So I would wait and see on him for sure.
Yeah, you don't normally pick a guy off of
On the
waivers and throw him in the
Raiders,
start lineup.
yeah, exactly. The Raiders side,
Carr like, Murray like,
Cooper,
Cooper,
For sure.
Love.
Crabtree, you got to play.
Yeah.
What about Wolford?
If you have better options tight end, but he's serviceable, I think, this week.
What
I think
about the
it'll be a
other
good
running?
matchup.
The 1 week.
No, Jalen Richard, the guy
Jalen
Kelly's
Richard.
No.
You can't trust him.
No.
People are picking him up off of waivers, and we'll find out. I still like Washington better,
Yeah, me
personally.
too. I agree.
But I might cut him if he doesn't do anything this week.
Here's one. This should be another fun game. The Jaguars and the Chargers.
Ooh, that is a
I
good
think
one.
Allen Robinson gets much more involved this week. I mean,
Well,
they
what do you
target him a
mean? You
lot.
got 15 targets left.
No, I know. I meant actually
and
catching
two
the ball.
and two in the
I know,
zone.
2 red zones. I know they targeted him a lot last year. He just didn't put up the fantasy points.
Well,
I'm
they were
saying-
hacking him too.
Yes, they were all over him. There's pass interference over somebody who touched the ball. I think against that Chargers defense, which I think is awful. I even think Yeldon's a fairly good start this week. Actually.
Yeah. My only concern is that the Jags are going to be up big, and then they're going to start running the ball a lot.
That's why I like Yeldon.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Ivory's going to play or not. But
It sounds like he's out. It sounds like it's gonna be Yeldon.
so yeah, definitely play Yeldon on the San Diego side. You got to play. I think you got to play both running backs, right? Woodhead and Gordon.
I think you play Gordon to me is iffy, but those 2 touchdowns saved this fantasy day. Would have more carries and more yards, and if they're going to play from behind against a good Jaguar defense, so they could shut down the run. They shut Lacy down pretty much last week. I like Woodhead. Gordon scares me. If you have better options, I wouldn't. I'd start Woodhead over Gordon, to be honest.
In a PPR.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you got to start Travis Benjamin. He's number 1 now. Philip Rivers is going to look for him.
I actually, I like what's his name, Tyrell Williams.
You like
Tyrell Williams.
See, I like Travis Benjamin more.
I want to see it first. I'm not throwing them in my lineups, but if I was going to pick up one of them and think they're going to take that Allen PPR rollover, I'd like Williams, but I'm not starting. But I think Benjamin's a good start.
I'm starting Benjamin. I think Antonio Gates is going to have a great game. I think even Henry might get involved this week. No, the rookie tight end.
Maybe I wouldn't be
start
playing
him,
him, but I agree.
Deep leagues,
with Allen out, the targets are going to get spread around. That's why I like Woodhead gets a bump and Gates gets a big bump because they're going to take a lot
I
of
think
targets.
Travis Benjamin is going to be in the slot just catching balls all day. But we'll see.
Cool. All right, here we go. The Colts versus the Broncos. Scary game for the Colts.
Yeah.
Scared. No offensive line. I think you
offensive
downgrade Moncrief, you downgrade Hilton. You still
Yeah.
play him, but you downgrade.
I wouldn't play Gore, to be honest with you. If you have a better option.
Nope.
I wouldn't play Gore. Maybe I'm starting Allen because I think he's going to just come off the line and catch these little passes and hopefully get in the end zone personally. Doyle, he's just a vulture. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
Vulture,
pick
those
him
2
up.
TDs. No,
Yeah,
I
don't believe the hype, right? On the Broncos side, I think you got to play almost all of them. CJ
Anderson could have a monster
agree.
game this week. Yeah, and you still
Sanders,
play
you gotta
Sanders and
play.
you still play Demarius.
What about like Virgil
watch his
Green?
hip, obviously. Yeah, he's a nice sleeper tight end.
Yeah.
This week.
I think you got to play your Broncos this week because that Colts defense is atrocious.
I agree. All right, 2 more games to go. We have the Sunday night game, the Packers and the Vikings, whose defense looked amazing, but it's a rivalry game. But, I mean, I would downgrade some Packers, but I'm not sitting anyone. Well, maybe I'm sitting Lacy because of the defensive matchup, but
yeah. And that's why I'm going Gurley over
Cobb,
Lacy,
Jordy,
right?
Rodgers, you start.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't think you could sit Lacy, but if you have a better option, I would.
I don't know this week. He didn't have a great week last week.
Yeah. And that's for me, right? I'm deciding between him and Gurley. Gurley's going against Seattle. It's sort of the same thing, right? It's hit or miss. Right. Who's gonna? Yeah, exactly. On the other side of the ball, what about that?
I hate AP.
That Green big defense looked just
and I avoided AP in every draft I could.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I think people drafted him too high.
Yeah.
Maybe he proves me wrong this week.
He went like number 5 in our
Yeah. I am not a fan of Adrian Peterson this year. Diggs had a great week last week, and they might be playing from behind, so Diggs might be a good flex.
What about Rudolph? Maybe.
I was never. Rudolph is one of those guys.
Is Bradford playing or is Hill?
I don't think that really matters. No. You're not starting either.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right, last game of the week: the Eagles versus the Bears.
I think this is gonna be a shootout. To be honest,
I think it'll be high scoring as well.
I think it'll be a high scoring game. I think you gotta. I like Ryan Matthews.
No, I think Matthews is a great matchup this week.
And I like Sproles too. To be honest with you, in a deeper league, PPR only. And Jordan Matthews too.
Jordan Matthews, you got. I mean, Wentz seems to lock on to him. So
yeah.
I mean, he's the.
Aguilar had a good game last week. What do you think? I mean, the Bears secondary beat up.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him. I think it was kind of fluky. I'm not sold on him enough to start him. If he has 2 games like this, then hey, it's like a noon while last night. I wasn't sold out to week 1. he had another good game last night. If Fitzpatrick looks for him, he's
Yeah.
definitely a guy you pick up if people didn't already all snag him last week.
Yeah, try to get him. On the Bears side, I think you got to play Langford.
I agree.
You got to play. You got to play
Jeffrey should have a
Jeffries for
monster
sure.
game.
What about like White?
Yeah, you know, that's
Not
one of them
much.
again that he just can't learn the playbook. He just has a problem proving himself. So
Yeah, I would. If you got a better option, I would stay away from him.
mhm.
What about Miller, the tight end?
Yeah, this is a good matchup for him.
I think it is a great matchup for him, so he
Yeah.
could do something.
So
But other than that,
that's it.
that's your week, guys.
That's week 2.
If you got any questions, just post on our Facebook page. We can answer them as the weekend goes on, or tweet us.
Yeah.
You know, we'll help you out Sunday morning or whatever. But yeah, good luck this week.
Yeah, we'll just address them in these videos. Keep watching. Thanks.
Thanks.